Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is another top 10 video of my top 10 tips to stay healthy on the road. These tips aren't especially new or groundbreaking, but they're the ones I recommend, the ones that work the best for me, and ones that I've tried to incorporate in my past travels and will continue to try and incorporate in future travels as well. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So my number one very top tip is drink more water. Take a water bottle with you everywhere you go, and I know this can be especially hard to drink enough water in places that don't have safe tap water, so just try your best to get enough water without ruining the planet of plastic bottles. But yeah, I find this makes the most difference. I feel like I have more energy, I feel like I have better digestion, I just feel better everywhere with everything when I drink enough water. So just make sure you're hydrated, and the only way to actually tell how much water you personally need to drink is from your pee. Like, sorry to say this, but yeah, light yellow is the way to go apparently. If it's too dark, dehydrated, and if it's clear, you're like overhydrated and you're not actually getting the hydration from the water. It's just kind of just going straight through you, so you can be overhydrated as well. So my second tip is to cook your own food. Eating out is really fun, and like trying new foods from new foods from different cultures and all that is really exciting and cool, but you don't always know what they're cooking with or if there's anything added into it. So, you know, when you can, do try and cook your own food. Keep it simple, keep it fresh, and that is the easiest way to just reduce the amount of crap that goes into your body. Of course, try some new foods like here and there, but you know, balance is the key to life. So tip number 3 is for eating out, and it's to ditch the sauces and keep it fresh. So what I mean by that is if there's like dressing or sauce or anything kind of like that on a meal, that it's listed, or you can always just ask for it on the side, or just not at all, depending if you want to try it or not. And that way you can always just add in as much as you feel like is necessary without just overloading on like added sugar, added fats, and like all that stuff. And when I say keep it fresh, just try not to eat too much deep fried foods and fried foods in general. It's kind of pretty self-explanatory, but you know, if you can grab some veggies in your meal, you're just gonna feel better. So yeah, ditch the sauces and keep it fresh. So my fourth tip is don't go overboard with alcohol. Now this is probably one of the hard ones, along with kind of drinking enough water, is just, you know, limiting your intake or not going out as much. I know it's like super fun to, you know, go backpacking and like drink every night and like drink with lunch, drink with dinner, like drink in the afternoon, but ultimately you're just gonna like drain yourself of energy and be hungover the next day, and like it's just not really doing that much good for your body to go nuts on alcohol. Like, of course, I'm not saying don't drink, I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself, but just be conscious of how much you actually are drinking and how it's actually making you feel. Because if you are waking up every day and having no energy and then not wanting to do any of the cool activities that other people are doing, then it's not really benefiting you. And yeah, so just do what makes you feel good and just pay attention to your body and how it's reacting to how much alcohol you're actually putting in it. So tip number 5 is move and get your heart rate up. So what I mean by that is doing things, activities, exercises that make you puffed, make you like want to collapse, like that you can't do anymore. Like, you know, you want to be exercising so that you're actually like changing something. You're forcing your body to change and either get fitter or get stronger. Whereas some videos that I watched about being healthy and stuff, before my trip said walk everywhere, and of course walking everywhere is great, don't get me wrong, but your body gets used to activities that you do every day. That's why a lot of people, when they work out, they do different things to like you know, almost shock their body into changing basically and getting fitter and stronger. Whereas if you walk every day, your body just gets really used to walking, and that's why walking, when you first start walking everywhere, like you feel so tired, and then after a while walking doesn't faze you, it just feels normal. And it's because your body gets used to it. So walking everywhere is great. You do save money, and you know, it is a form of exercise, but it can kind of just plateau. And if you're wanting to kind of improve your cardiovascular health, being fit is definitely a good thing. And the only way to do that is getting your heart rate up. So tip number 6 is just to get enough sleep. It's not always easy, especially if you're staying in a dorm room, but you know, kind of try to get enough sleep. And some people are lucky, they will sleep like a log and not wake up. And if you're a light sleeper, perhaps maybe pay the extra to stay in a private room every like 2 or 3 destinations, because you'll benefit from like a good night's sleep a lot more than saving money. Like that's the kind of thing that's worth spending extra on. Number 7 is take rest days or take days off. So there's like a thing called travel burnout, or just burnout in general, and that's when you just try to like do too many things too often, and then you just like basically have a meltdown, and then it just isn't good. So if you've been doing a lot of activities like every day for the whole week, you know, just take Sunday or whatever day of the week is the end of the week for you, and just chill. Maybe go to the beach if you're in a beach town, or the pool, or just watch some Netflix if it's like winter weather. You know, whatever you like to do to relax. But yeah, take a day off, and don't feel like you have to go all the time. And don't feel like you're going to miss something if you take a day off, because you'll end up missing something if you don't take a day off. So tip number 8 is create a travel routine. And by this I mean for like traveling, like between locations. So whether that's on a bus, plane, a train, a car, like whatever mode of transport you are using at the time, kind of create a routine, especially if it's an overnight transport option, so that you can kind of make the most of the time, and also you know, get enough sleep if you need to sleep. And that's by doing things like having earplugs and an eye mask, obviously to help the actual sleep itself. But if you wash your face every night while you're like not traveling, then make sure you wash your face when you are on the like travel bus, even if it's something like wiping your face with a face wipe. You're still going to feel like you're in your natural like bedtime routine, and then you can like probably fall asleep a little bit better than if you were to kind of break your routine. Tip number 9 is healthy snacks. So at the very least, if you find that you're going out a lot for lunch and dinner, and or eating a not so healthy breakfast, or you know, you're not really having as much control over your meals as you thought you would, having healthy snacks in between is actually going to benefit you so much. Like, and by healthy snacks I just mean stuff like fruit, muesli bars, but just make sure they're not too loaded with sugar and stuff like that, and preservatives, and stuff like veggie sticks like carrot sticks, celery sticks, cucumber sticks. I know cucumber's technically a fruit. Air popped popcorn, some like whole grain crackers, hummus, like, you know, there's a plethora of different snacks. But filling up on those a little bit in between meals is going to A, help you not overeat, because you won't be so starving by the time you get to your actual meal. And B, it's going to give you like extra vegetables and fruits that you might not be having at said meals. And for my last tip today is breathe some fresh air. The best thing about traveling is that you can go to basically anywhere you want, and if you're used to living in a city or you've just been traveling in a city for a while, try to head out to a place that isn't so much near a city with so much pollution from cars and stuff, and get out in nature and just like breathe some good oxygen that's not polluted by car fumes, you know, and just breathe fresh air. Your body will thank you for it. So that is it for my top 10 tips to stay healthy on the road. This is definitely more geared towards physical health as opposed to mental health, but I feel like if you're feeling good physically, you're definitely going to feel a bit more mental clarity and, you know, just like less stress, especially from those endorphins and stuff from exercising and having energy from eating good food. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this video interesting, and please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please subscribe. That would make my day, honestly. And you can be part of our little gang over here at Adventures of Kate. Oh my gosh, I can't even get my name right. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. So tip number five is I don't know why I just do the numbers. And what I just can't talk today.